Hi everybody, it is Miss Tammy from the Pine River Library, and I am back with another fun summer reading activity kit. Today is super exciting because we're actually going to do two crafts. We're going to make paper stars, and then we're also going to make seed pucks. We decided to do two this week because they're both short and fun. And I have my helper back again. She's here to help us make the paper stars and seed pucks. So in your kits, you should have gotten all the pieces that you've needed. For the paper stars, we're just going to pull out our bags and our glue stick and a piece of string you should have in your kits. So that's all we're going to use right now, our 10 bags and our glue stick. So we can grab them, get all 10. All right, so we're going to take our first bag and we're going to lay it down in front. In this little flap, it does not matter if it's on side down or if it's side up. Either way will work. So put them down and we're going to make a T, a giant upside down T. Just like Jocelyn's doing here, right down the center, and you want the top of your T at the bottom of your bag. So have the opening away from you and glue your T. You can use a good amount of glue, and then we're just going to take our next bag and lay it right on top, line up the bottoms, and we're just going to make a nice stack of bags all glued together with that T. Alright, so we just keep gluing all 10 bags in a nice stack. Make sure your openings are always at the top. We want all the openings to be the same, and we want all the bottoms to be the same. If you have a household where you've gotten more than one kit, you can actually be creative and you can mix up the bags. You don't have to use all one color just for one. The key is you just need to have 10 bags. So you can do an alternating pattern. Like Jocelyn and I we did one that way. You'll see that one at the end. We mixed up 2 different colors and shared. You can, if you have more than one, if you're really good at patterns, you could use 3 different colors. In the kits that we passed out, there's 3 different colors. How's your bags coming?
Good.
Good. So just keep making your T's and gluing them together. You will see, here's all my tops. They're going to open up kind of like an accordion. And all of my bottoms are going to be stuck together.
Mom.
Keep working. It's really kind of fun once we get all 10 bags put together, what actually happens. That's going to be the fun part. As you're gluing your bags, you can think about our next step, which is going to be cutting the ends if we would like. Now, you can definitely leave your bags just the way they are, and they'll have a nice squared off edge, which would be just fine. Or you can get creative. That's where you're going to need an adult because you're going to need some good scissors to cut through because you have 10 bags. What did we do? Okay. We're okay. So you can make a rounded tip. You can make a pointed tip. If you really want it to be a star bag, then you can make it more of a pointed tip. Or you can make it a rounded star. We will, as soon as we get all 10 bags all glued together, that's our next step. As you add the bags, you can feel where the flaps are. It kind of starts to create a little bump in there. That's okay. You can keep going. Just make sure you're pressing hard, getting glue in there so that it seals up. That way when you go to finish your paper bags and hang them up, they don't come apart. Do not be afraid to use glue. Just keep it in that T shape. All right. I'm almost got all my 10 bags. You almost got your 10 bags? Yes. So do you want to cut your tips, or are you going to leave them square this time?
I think I'm going to leave them square.
Okay. So you want to leave your square, so I'll add mine a little bit of shape just to show you what it's like. And for this one, I'm just going to round my edges. And this is why we say we want an adult to help, because it can be a little tough to cut through all 10 bags. All right. So we have all of our bags together. I cut my edges just to make it a little bit softer. Jocelyn has decided to keep her squared. Now, this is the fun part, isn't it? Now we get to see what this is actually going to create. So we need one more T. We need to create one more T, and it doesn't matter on either side, the flat side, whatever you got. Pick a side and put a good amount of glue and make your T. And then you might need an extra hand, but if you can find this end bag and put your hand in there and this end bag, we're just going to flip them over and stick them together. It kind of helps if you can get your fingers in there. Oh, look at that purple. And give it a nice good press to get it to seal. And we have got beautiful paper bag stars. And actually, I think since I rounded my edges, it almost looks like a flower, doesn't it? So that is how we make our paper stars. Get that in there so everybody can see. And as you can see, Jocelyn left her square, and it really isn't much different than mine. Mine just has a little like petal feel, but it still looks really good square. Now what you're going to want to do at home is, normally I take the two pieces like glued together, punch a hole, and then add a string to it so then you can hang it. What a beautiful decoration piece. Are you going to hang that one in your bedroom?
I think so.
All right. So this was craft one, and why don't you show them our practice one where we shared pieces. We actually mixed red and blue together. There you go. We mixed the red and blue together, and so it's kind of got that spiral look with the mix. So if you have more than one kid in your household, maybe you want to mix the colors together so that you can do something like that as well. All right. Are you ready for craft number 2? This is really fun.
Now I
Okay.
have to find the cat that I draw.
Oh, yes. Cover
There you
your
go.
glue when you're done. You want to keep it good. Okay. Just so you know at home, if you didn't notice already, your glue doesn't have the purple. It's just going to be white glue. We used the purple just so you could see our pattern as we were showing you how to do the project. Okay, so now our second one, you should have gotten an additional craft kit, and in that we have a clay ball. We've got a cup of dirt and a cup of seeds. I'll grab your dirt and your seeds. And our first step is we just really want to work that clay. You want to get everything moving, kind of get it warmed up so that way you can move it around and help fold it better. Clay, when you want to work with it, you always have to kind of wake it up. Kind of like you do in the morning, right? Do you stretch in the morning when you wake up? Get moving so you can do your job.
Normally I wake up at 8 or 8:30, so
Oh my
I
goodness.
get time to wake up.
You have time to wake up then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I don't have to get the puppy ready. I'm going to the bathroom in the morning. I sleep right through his breakfast.
That's my job, to take the puppy out in the morning at my house. Okay, when you think you have it worked up good and your clay's awake, then what you're going to do is just kind of flatten it out a little bit. Make a little saucer. It kind of helps if you have a little crater, kind of so to speak. And then we're going to slowly add the dirt in. Don't add it all at once. It'll be a little more difficult to work with. So you can just grab a couple pinches of your dirt and put it in the middle of your clay pot here. And fold it over. Keep that dirt on the inside. It is going to be a little messy, but that's okay, because you just take your clay and you pick up all that extra dirt and just kind of work it in. We want the mixture of dirt and clay to be about 50-50. But we're going to add it in slowly so we can work it in. Otherwise, when you start folding it, the dirt will just fall out. And when you have that mixed in where it's not really falling out much, then you can flatten your clay again. And you can add a little more dirt and fold that in. These clay or seed pucks are actually quite fun to get flowers and beauty growing where maybe it doesn't always grow. If you got like the edge of woods or trees by your property, or someplace that just maybe isn't pretty and you really can't dig it up to put flowers in, if you throw a seed puck out there, when it rains, that'll get the seeds into the ground and get wildflowers. That's what we're giving you, is wildflowers. So you'll have wildflowers growing. Oh, you're going to break it down. And you don't have to use one piece. See, Jasmine is breaking it down into 2 pieces to do. That is just fine too. Whatever works for you.
When there's the dirt in it, looks like Oreo, but when otherwise it looks like cookie dough.
I thought it looked like cookies and cream. And I thought it looked really good too. Don't eat the clay though. Please don't eat the clay and dirt. It may look delicious, but it's not. Now just keep folding that in. And in your kits, we should have given you enough. The dirt in your cup should be enough to do 2 big seed pucks. And so the dirt, you'll get 2 balls of clay. And so you can divide the dirt up to fit into both balls of clay. If you don't use it all, you don't use it all. But as you can see, the more dirt that we mix in, the clay is changing colors. It kind of turns more of a gray color. And if you happen to get, we try to get most of them out, but if you get a chunk of bark or stick or something in that, go ahead and pull that out, because that's no fun to play with in your clay. All right. Gonna add some more dirt to yours. I have a little bit left. I'm gonna get it mixed in there. Don't you just like feeling the clay in your hands? It's just fun to work with. That's right, pick it all up off the table. I had a little chunk, took it out. See, clay is good for cleanup too.
That was Play-Doh.
It's kind of like working with Play-Doh, isn't it? All right. Should we add some seeds to our mixture? When you think you have all your dirt worked in, then we're going to move to the seeds. Work it in, yep. I don't know if they still make pinch pots in school for art, but I remember we made a bunch of pinch pots, and that's what this reminds me of.
I think I'm going to put a tiny bit more dirt.
Tiny more dirt? All right. Just like we've said in all of our other videos, this is your project. So you decide when you think you have enough dirt in there. And I can see the dirt in yours. Yours is doing really good. Nice. It is sometimes easier to work it up when it's in smaller pieces, isn't it? All right. Got all of our dirt in there. So when you think you have all your dirt in there, then we're going to flatten it out again, because that's the easiest way to do it. It kind of contains everything. And we're just going to add a couple pinches of seeds. And I know I can go ahead and show you how to add your seeds. Jocelyn knows what she's doing, and she's going to get that ready. She can mix in her seeds really quick. I watched her practice on this. So then you do the same thing with the seeds.
I still need to get in my dirt. It's still not quite. But
you can add more dirt. Go for it.
I just still not quite
worked in?
Yeah. But
You're finding clump? Well, you'll get them worked in with your seeds. So you can, about half of the seeds that you're given in your kit is what's going to work into our seed puck. And again, you just work it, and then you can pinch it flat and add some more. And then when you're done and you have your seeds all worked in, that's the other fun part. Now you have to shape it. What kind of seed puck do you want?
I think I'm done.
You think you're done? You think you got it?
Yeah.
Good.
I'll throw a few more seeds in.
Go ahead, throw some more seeds in there. So I will show you, we did some practice pucks to make sure we had the right amount of ingredients for everybody. And I've made just a regular puck, just a regular circle, nice and simple. And then I also took it and I shaped it into a heart, because who doesn't love flowers? And that's what we're going to have. Why don't you show them what you all made?
I made a cross, a tiny heart, a cookie,
There you go.
and a butterfly.
Look at that cookie. It's got, you can even see all the little chocolate chips on them. Look at those pieces. And the butterfly, she actually, we have these molds. And so you just put your clay inside the mold and pushed it out, and that is how she made her cute little butterfly. So if you have molds at home, or if you have a cookie cutter at home, you can sure use that to make different shapes. It doesn't really matter what shape it in, it's still going to do the same job. It's just kind of more fun if you can do it a different shape. So I can make this one big puck. I can put it into different shapes, whatever I like. And then, now what you get to do is go toss them someplace. Put them someplace where you'd like some flowers to grow. Do you have a little walkway? Do you have an edge by the woods? Is there a spot at the end of your driveway? Maybe you just want some flowers to randomly grow. If you're not tossing it onto your own property, you are going to want to get permission first. Just don't go tossing flowers on somebody's yard. Maybe they don't want flowers there, right? So what did you think of our 2 crafts today? Were they fun? All right. So I look forward to seeing pictures of everybody's paper stars and seed pucks. And go enjoy. Go spread some seeds. Go plant some flowers. See you next time.